On this day 1 year ago, Governor Tony Evers declared a coronavirus public health emergency. At the time, fewer than 10 cases of COVID-19 had been confirmed in Wisconsin. Now more than 6,000 people have died. Good evening, I'm George Smith.
And I'm Amber Noggle. Today, Governor Evers announces all adults in Wisconsin will be eligible to be vaccinated May 1st, in line with a directive from President Biden.
AJ Bayapur asks the governor and public health experts what they've learned this past year and what they wish they could have changed.
We were at the Scotty Bar when news broke that day March Madness was canceled.
To deal with this pandemic head on.
Governor Evers that afternoon declared COVID-19 an emergency in Wisconsin. Reflecting on the past year, Evers says his biggest regret is not finding early consensus about what precautions the state needed to take.
It would have been much better for our state if somehow we had agreement on some basic things around mitigation, and the most basic of them is wearing a mask.
From the public health perspective, epidemiologist Ajay Sethi says the experts could have done a better job of expressing how easily the virus spreads and not using the flu for any type of comparison.
It works for maybe educating the public about what respiratory infections are, but as far as the unique biology of this virus, it was not a good comparison, not a good starting point.
Looking at where the virus spread last spring, economist Tiffany Green says the pandemic should prompt officials to improve worker safety.
In Wisconsin, when we had outbreaks in meat plants, those were immigrants mostly in these plants, and they didn't have the workplace protections that were needed.
Another persistent problem, unemployment. Evers and Republicans have since agreed to start overhauling the DWD's outdated claims processing system.
Clearly, we had a system that we couldn't change on the fly, and it's a system that should have been fixed some time ago.
Governor Evers has, of course, continued to issue new emergency orders, the legality of which is a question still before the state Supreme Court. This current order expires the first week of April. Evers indicated he's likely to issue another mask order then because the number of new cases per day has recently been flat instead of declining.